When people hear or think of a six-figure content creator business, they picture this.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we should ride swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a Pepsi. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know, don't fuck with it.
But the majority of it looks like this. All right, not much of a glamorous day, which, truth be told, is a lot of the days. So today is a logistical day, I guess you'd call it. It's meetings, tax work, organizing some things that I'm working on. It's one of those days that's not glorified as a content creator, but is just as important, I'd argue. The reality of days like today is no matter what you think, you're going to have to do shit like this. Everybody likes to create this idea that once you have a breakthrough or you become more established, all the other dots will connect. Like, you won't have to manage your cash flow and pay attention to budgeting because every month is just gonna be great. The reality is the difference between just winging shit and being content and happy versus running a six-figure business, even if you don't think doing something like this is a business, it's from the legwork of days like today. Like, these days are just as important. They're not as sexy, they're not as cool, they're not as fun to document. But if you ever want to take the shit serious, you're gonna have to have days like this, especially considering the fact that I just walked away from a 5-figure deal this last week. Okay, let's take a step back. Without getting into the details, I've been doing this full-time for 11 years now, and every year a big objective of mine was turning it into a six-figure business. Like, it's a goal that a lot of people shoot for. As somebody who took a passion, something they're into, turn it into another thing, which branched into another thing. Obviously, that's a huge stepping stone. I, as a creator, have been producing over 6 figures a year for a healthy amount of time now. And obviously, once you get into that threshold, it's a goal to keep it. But when you're pivoting and changing things up, doing a building and public series and taking what has astronomically worked for a period of time, and you're switching things around and you're going through these seasonal changes, it becomes harder, especially in a landscape where you don't get to control certain forms of revenue. Like, I can't just say, okay, just give me more ad monetization because I decided to cut this thing. So it's important during these times to have days like today to where you can focus your shift on things, on where you have more control. For example, I might not be able to control the views that are a result from today's video to generate more ad revenue. But what I can do is, just like with the LUT pack that I've been sleeping on that everybody has been asking, I can make notes today on some of the things that I need to be making over the course of the next 2 months because it provides value to people. So it's not only helpful to have days like today, it's crucial. It's so important to take stock or inventory. Like, if you were to start a business, I know Jayhawk might watch this video, some of you guys support lab culture, but he doesn't just buy a big batch of product and just throws it into the corner and then says, hey, these shirts are available. Like, you got to track sizes. You got to track what did sell well, what didn't sell well. Hey, why did these hats do better over these? Okay, so now I got to restock these hats in another area. And for some reason, even though everybody wants to like turn content creation into a form of business, like they want to do it as a career, they go back to resorting to this idea that it's just randomness. Like, they're just winging it. They're just doing it. The reality is like, it's crucial to slow down and to have the structure, stock, building, inventory days, so you have a better grasp of your situation, especially as a content creator or starting anything. Like, on day one, you're amped up, you're hyped up. It's long-term. You're like, I want to be this thing. And I know starting today, it's going to put me on the progress to do that. But like, over time, you do have to slow down and analyze the small moments and where you are, because it's not always going to be glorified. It's not always just going to be progressive hit after hit after hit. You're going to have to build some kind of organization and structure. Now, what you start to learn over a period of time is that it doesn't only just become the goal of 6 figures. Over the years of doing this, there's these periods where you start to slow down and you're like, okay, well, this seems to be something that like doesn't have just a good year. It's got to last too. Like, there's a whole nother equation, a whole nother level to this. Like, sure, in content creation, losing weight, starting a business, you could do the one thing that gets you the results for the current goals you have. You could lose the first 100 pounds. You could earn that 6 figures in a year, but are you doing enough long-term building and paying attention to shit to where this will reward you in 5 years? This is literally why I'm doing the Building in Public series. This is the point of this shit. I was getting great results for the last few years in something, but I kept asking myself, and I kept putting myself in this position to where it was like, do I really have full control over this shit? Do I completely own this? Is this just the result of right place, right timing, taking a benefit of something? Or if like I wanted to pivot from this, am I within my control and ability to pivot from this? This is where so many content creators go wrong. You go all in on the streaming side. TikTok's doing really well. YouTube's doing really well. And I know a lot of people relate. You create this burden on you because even if something's doing well, you're like, I don't trust this. Like, how long will this last? Realistically, can it last? That's why it's important to sit back every now and then and analyze. Are you going down the paths you want to go to own your brand and control everything you do? Are you actually going after the creative content that you want because it's going to create the image or idea that you have? And that's why I've changed things drastically over the last year. I want to make sure I align myself with anything that gives me the energy that I want to put out there. Like, a great example of this throughout the years is back when I had a G Fuel deal. Now, that G Fuel deal was a pretty good sponsorship. The monthly payment that I got for working with them was fucking awesome for a creator of my size. But here's the reality. Halfway through that deal, I really didn't fuck with energy drinks, just naturally. As I've been going through my health journey, I really just don't like the caffeinated drinks. And it's not just G Fuel, to their defense. It's really any of them. More so lately, I've just been drinking that kinetic drink, but a Diet Coke, a coffee, water, like those are the main things, and a good old cup of milk. But I had that G Fuel sponsorship. It paid really well. At the end of the day, it really didn't align with who I was and where I am in life and the things that I'm following and the goals that I have. And I remember being in that moment, and this is a big reason is why I've changed stuff lately is, yeah, things were good, things were great, but I asked myself a couple things. One, if this went away, would it stress me? Would it drastically dictate the content that I create and what I do? Because if the partnership is not giving me the fulfillment to be a creator, which is the value that you get from a partnership, then that's conflicting. That's not really doing well for me. And hey, you're gonna learn along your journey that there are some things that are just meant to be there at that specific time. Friendships, partnerships, sponsorships, monetization opportunities. You will eventually end up outgrowing some certain things. A partnership that makes sense at a certain point in your career and it drastically helped you out. Again, example, G Fuel, like they did come around at the right time. It was a great partnership earlier on in the streaming days. I outgrew it. I outgrew it in lifestyle. I outgrew it in the energy of content. It just didn't align long term. The notes that I took last year, I didn't have a good game plan. I didn't like that if Kick, for whatever reason, just wanted to shut off the lights to me tomorrow. Oh, that's a big portion of my income. Fast forward now, holy shit, dude. I didn't expect it to do this well so quick. It is the having systems and sticking to your routines and combining your character and your work ethic and sticking with the shit that you say you're gonna do. That's actually what gets you the real results. People are not buying my 90-day creator and streamer blueprints just out of fucking randomness. They're buying it because I'm showing up every fucking day and I'm doing the same shit that I'm telling you guys will help you. If I, during these periods where I'm like, oh man, maybe this, maybe that, oh, this today just is not as fun. It's not as entertaining. I'm not as passionate. Holy shit. What a fucking lying fraud I would be if I didn't stick to the very things that I'm saying this will help you. I know these things will help other creators and creatives. Getting in a call today with a customer that had some one-on-one time with me. How can I give them the best advice on things that they should be focusing on if I'm not doing that too, and I don't have the reps and the results for doing the said shit? The amount of times that I or many creators or individuals just only chase emotions, it's insane. I see so many creators fail from this. Some of my friends do this all the time. Try something 5 times, it didn't give them the immediate results. It's a failure. Bro, you have no fucking idea if it's a failure. You haven't stuck with it. You haven't created a healthy habit of having the dopamine response things, the emotional response things, getting views from a video, comments and likes from something. And then also slowing down to say, okay, well, maybe that video didn't perform well, but it got more comments than everything else. Got me more subscribers per view. It's okay, well, clearly that was a more impactful video. When you just wing shit and you dictate everything off of how does it make me feel as a result for seeing the vanity metrics, you never see the value in the small shit. You might get so blinded that you don't take time to look into your analytics and you don't see that, yeah, sure, that video that flopped had a higher retention. People stayed longer. They were interested in it. The story as well. Your packaging just fucking sucks. Of course you get stressed out if you don't sit back every now and then and analyze this shit. You have no idea what you're actually building as a result for you showing up. So that's why I cut a partnership that was just consistent money for me right now. They didn't align with my vision for 6 months from now. And maybe it's not a partnership that needs to replace that. Maybe I need to replace that partnership income with my own income, me having more control. When the G Fuel deal ended, I told myself I'd just find somebody else. Even if it's half, like I'll just work with somebody else. That's fine. And I was pretty stressed about that at the time because it was a good amount of money that was just gone like that once they got bought out. And I came to the realization after a few months that I didn't need to replace it. Jesus, man, the amount of fucking confidence I had when at first I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't lose this thing. Imagine if I did. And then the company gets sold out and then I lose this thing for a period of time. And I'm like, okay, well, I just got to replicate this thing. I got to replace it. And then I don't need to because what I'm doing is working. Holy shit. It was such a pivoting time. Those moments don't happen without days like this, man. Anyways, I got to stop yapping, get inside and grab a few things from the grocery store. So basically, what I've learned over the years is ironically, running a 6-figure business isn't about the objective of making the 6 figures. It's about managing your responsibilities. The earlier years that I could break through that threshold, I was leaning more on the actions, the output on the creative work. And I was less attracted to the managing side, the taking myself serious shit. The last episode of Building in Public, I talked about how I uploaded every day for 50 days and what that taught me, the confidence it gave me, how things branch off with each other, and you just become so fluent. It's like a cheat code almost. So after uploading for 50 days, I know I can execute. Now, days like today, making sure I take time to do this, it's helping me build shit that's gonna last 5 to 10 years. The managing the responsibility side of shit is arguably the most important step for longevity. Not taking yourself serious enough to take the time to do this shit is what kills a lot of creators. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Deuces.